This is dedicated to Don Johnson. Lessons in love and courage from a Renaissance man. The truth is, we never really know the true nature of a man. The pains, the joys, the lessons he took in, we cannot come to know. Don and I shared a major cancer diagnosis. Yet there was this quietness in him about it. In the end, we can't know what anyone's life felt like to them. But what we do know is their impact in our lives. How he made us feel, how he inspired, challenged, supported, loved us. Was it the talent or was it the love? We all marveled at Don's speeches. His last speech on Antifa left us speechless. The one with the chickens left us clucking. There was this demonstration of how to use your voice in a speech, the thing he did with a can and a string, and so many other things. Did we love him because he was a great speaker? Or was it because he loved us and he respected us? And he freely and amply invested in us. His notes to me after each speech were not mandatory. He was not my evaluator, but each time he offered his own perspective to me, freely and amply. You had an impactful topic, he would say. You were convincing, but project more and don't eat your words. Every time. So many stories from all endless hours of coaching. How do you return such caring? I don't know. But I still have to try to understand deeper. What was it that Don? What was it that made Don Don? Because while I hold his caring and his words in my heart, I want more. I want to build on the inspiration. I want to be a better human being because of Don's briefly crossing into my life. What was it that was the most inspiring thing about Don? Was it his amazing mind? This combination of left and right brain that Renaissance people have? An engineering PhD with a passion for painting, for cello, for comedy improv, and for speech writing? Wow. I just watched his world champion speech the other day for the first time, and suddenly the light bulbs went off. It wasn't just a message. It wasn't just the way he weaved the story around his message on the meaning of love. And it wasn't just the passion abundantly thrown around the stage, his arms embracing the breadth of the stage, his eyes following. No, it was the precision that struck me. The exact way that every word had to be crafted, every gesture had to be just so, every emotion had to be kindled in the precise moment with the exact combination of words and voice and movement. It turns out Don was an artist. His speech making was art to him. He had the passion of a craftsman. His precision was this expression of the passion for speaking. It occurred to me that Don was this magnificent blend of an intellectual and artistic mind. But the brain is not something I can replicate, unfortunately. And still, there is something else. There is another lesson I can take with me. And it comes down to this for me: courage. Small word and so hard to hold on to. What was his courage, you say? I'll say the obvious first. He had the courage to know what he knows and that which he did not. He was not a man of belief. He was a man of knowledge. And I'll be honest, knowledge matters to me too. Not because it is ever to be displayed like a prize, but because it is the foundation on which to build a clear and strong point of view about our human circumstances. And Don had a strong point of view. Not a philosophical one, but one rooted in deep knowledge of matter, energy, life. His head was clear. I loved talking science with him because it's one thing to have heard about physics. It's quite another to know your microwaves from your x-rays. Your grasping of the machinery of light and of protein-making genes absolutely gives you an unshakable perspective on reality. Don knew stardust to stardust. And he had the courage of his convictions up until the very end. Who among us can hold on to that? Want more courage? The man remarried in his 70s. out of love and connection. At an age when some of us think we have nothing much more to look forward to, Don reached out to the world and recommitted to it. That's some deep courage. And there was also the cello. I recently realized he only learned to play the cello a few years ago. That means while he was in his 80s. The courage of endless curiosity. He was approaching 90 and just figured out he had to learn Linux. That's courage, right? And then there is the courage in his speeches. His Antifa speech, his very last and utterly jaw-dropping jewel of a speech. Who talks about these things like that? Who dares? He dared. He made it funny, but he did not shy away. He took on the forbidden subjects and shook them like rag dolls. And of course, along with his clarity of mind, there was his clarity of heart. His heart was clear about what he cared for, the people, the causes. He had no doubts about his values. And as Karen often said, he was the most honest person she ever knew. Think about that. What makes for such honesty? No need to lie, no need to pretend, no need to look back or hold back. Where does all this courage come from? The clarity of convictions or the ceaseless pursuit of curiosity? Or maybe these three are all one big bunch. I am not sure anymore. But he had them all: clarity, curiosity, courage. That is something I will take with me to aspire to. I had very few miles traveled with Dan, this Renaissance man with the love in his heart and the courage of his convictions. But it's not the miles that counts, it's the mileage. Don, you left your mark on this piece of stardust. And that will have to do.